evening. It's Friday, September 5th, 2025. Welcome to tonight's edition of Diamond Live. It's quite a hectic week, I should say, but quite many things happening in the country in terms of economically, politically as well. People getting geared up, or should I say politicians getting geared up for next year's election. We see quite many projects in as far as constituency development funds is concerned. Ministers, members of parliament, political leaders, community leaders just talking all development. But tonight, as a good show, we would be asking you to call in and just contribute on tonight's edition of Diamond Live. We'll be hosting the UPND National Youth Chairman, Gilbert Liswaniso. Now, Mr. Liswaniso has cautioned that those who are not adopted to contest on the UPND ticket in any upcoming election must not use the party's name or symbols if they choose to run as independents. He has emphasized the importance of party loyalty and unity. Later also on the show this evening, government applying to forfeit to the state tainted properties in Malanji's cash scandal. The Drug Enforcement Commission earlier had a press briefing, and we'll be starting the show with today in a snap. Well, it's been a high-profile case. Malanji, Joseph, and Fredson Yamba being convicted in this case. And earlier, the Drug Enforcement Commission had, through its Director General, and I just want to read part of what the Director General earlier said. Part of the statement, he says that this is this case rather is an example of the far-reaching ramifications of transnational crimes, where a sitting minister, in this case former Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Malanji, used the country's presidential jet to facilitate the hauling of millions of dollars in cash from Turkey, and did make deposits of hundreds of thousands of dollars in days in a very short period of time. The Director General just going further to state that in the same period, he did go on to purchase not one helicopter, but two for himself. The Director General of the Drug Enforcement Commission further, highlighted that the case of former Secretary to the Treasury, Fredson Yamba, the prosecution team did secure convictions on 2 counts, painting a very clear picture of abuse of the very power given to him by the people of Zambia. And he was, giving a statement to the nation. But the Director General was asked, earlier, of these unaccounted for monies, but because he did mention that the public may also wish to note that by the end of the investigative processes, more money is linked to the matter, and some of these monies are unaccounted for. The Commission has been conducting further investigations with high chances of capturing many other high-profile personalities involved in related financial crimes. And the Director General there, Nelson Banda there, just telling us that he was not in a position of giving what exact amounts are unaccounted for in this case, but more importantly that there could be other high-profile individuals linked to this case. Further, he says that the Drug Enforcement Commission is working very closely with the National Prosecution Authority, and going on further to thank and commend all the investigators as well as the prosecutors who have really played a very critical role in securing these convictions. He further goes on to express special gratitude to the governments of the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Republic of South Africa, the Republic of Zimbabwe, and the Republic of Turkey for their collaboration as well as support in this whole process. Quite a very complicated case, but a very high profile, and as far as transnational crimes is concerned. So that's one of the latest cases that we have spoken about, that is, with regards to the fight against corruption. We're looking at the 2026 general elections, and we are looking at youth, the future of youth leadership and the 2026 elections. How do you rate the UPND's 4 years in office? But first, let's reflect on the 2021 general elections. And tonight, we did start with Munali constituency, and then we looked at Nakonde, but would like to look at Kabwata constituency. It's a very popular constituency here in the capital city, and this is what it looked like in the 2021 election. We did, of course, see Mkandawire Levy of the United Party for National Development scooping 38,665 votes there as the winner in that election. Yenga Dani came second with 31,000, just slightly above 5,000 votes off from the UPND. The Socialist Party also did participate in this election. We did see Mundia Mukubesa from the Socialist Party pouring 4,503 votes. Mzise Engwi, is it Engwi? Yes, from the UNIP, poured 801 vote, and Mubanga Fred from the DP, they are coming last with 508 votes. The total votes cast was around 76,152. Quite a very big constituency there, Kabwata. You had 728 rejected ballots. Also a very high number, but not compared to some constituencies that had over 1,000 ballots rejected. It shows really that I think the Electoral Commission of Zambia did do quite a good job there with regards to voter education. The total votes cast there, 76,880, and you've got 108,729 registered voters in Kabwata in the 2021 election. You've got 70.71% as a voter turnout. It will be good to see what 2026. Of course, we did have another election just after the 2021 election in Kabwata, but it will be very interesting also to see what the books will look like this time around, what the different dynamics are, and as far as the political landscape. Yours really is to tell us what constituencies would you like us to look at, because every Monday, Wednesday and Fridays we will be, of course, looking at different constituencies, and just reflecting and looking back as to what happened in 2021, but also looking ahead as to what may happen in the 2026 general election. It's a big one, and of course tonight we look into the future of youth leadership and the 2026 general election. How do you rate the United Party for National Development's performance the last 4 years? We'll be looking at some of the most pressing issues with the UPND's National Youth Chairman, Gilbert Liswaniso. He's joining us shortly.
Chucky. Yummy. Chucky. Chucky.
Indulge your taste cravings with Chucky's bars, made with real chocolate and vanilla. Chucky's Munch On.
Guys, we need to upload this folder. But this system is not working. Where's this system? We have a deadline. It is already 11:50. Cindy, find us a better network now.
Hello, is that Fiberco? Okay.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. You're Superman.
I told you about Fibercom.
How did you know that?
It's the best.
Oh, it's Cindy. Anyway, she said to me, and you were right.
See?
Everyone wonders why I'm always jovial and happy. Every day, every time. At work, even under pressure. At play, always under control. Even with babe, I always shine. And today, I get to share my secret companion, Best Kombucha. Gives me the energy but also boosting my immune system as I go by my day-to-day activities. Now you know.
Umupamapamo watulile ngoma. Consistency enables one to achieve his or her goals. But that responsibility comes with its own challenges.
When that time of the month comes, it's never easy, but I must be ready.
Ukunkala kwangu pano padera, nosebenzera bana. Masiku yanangu, yomvwika bwino. Lomba yakini, umvwika lini bwino.
They say you look after wealth, but knowledge looks after you.
In all my years, as a wife and as a mother,
Something always had my back in painful times.
For fevers, headaches, muscle aches, and backaches, the recommendation is
Panadol.
Panado.
Panadol. Pharmanova, saving lives since 1980.
Good news. The McKinney Heights team is pleased to announce that we are almost sold out in our third and final phase. With only 30 plots left to sell, we would like to extend our gratitude to all our clients who have supported us throughout phase 1 and phase 2. And to do that, we are giving 5,000 kwacha off of each plot. Yes, you heard me right, 5,000 kwacha off of each plot. Our plots come in different sizes, 20 by 25, 20 by 30, and 20 by 35. Our plots come as a full package with water, sewer systems, electricity, all-weather roads, and 24-hour security. We also have a very flexible payment plan ranging between 24 to 36 months, and you, our clients, are allowed to build a dream home only after 30% of payment is made on your plot. Please pay us a visit in person at plot 88 off Salim Drive or email us at mckinneyheights@gmail.com. McKinney Heights, home ownership at its best.
What is greatness? For Ruth, greatness is Barbara Banda. But to be great, one must fight and not let anything get in the way, so that tomorrow we become great.
For her to be like Barbara Banda tomorrow, I make sure I protect her today.
Trust Hygienics to protect your everyday. Hygienics. Protection today, greatness tomorrow.
In order to give road users easy access to insurance and road tax,
Madison General Insurance Company Limited and RATSA have introduced QR code certificates. This means you can print road tax and insurance on standard white A4 paper. But how do you make sure your certificates are valid? Easy! Here's how. Only buy from authorized sales representatives, accredited insurance brokers, or directly from our offices. Buy insurance and road tax online from online.madison.co.zm. Scan your certificates using a QR code scanner, which can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the App Store.
Call 4848. MGen, it's worth it.
I observe more than I speak out. Emisula-san. My superpower is in the solitude of my mind. I only speak out when I have something important to say, Waishu. But Futinda Flafine Walanda, the deeper the waters, the more still they run. Vatra, hydrate, celebrate.
I'm talking to you. The job has been done.
It's time for you to see the world.
Big fan.
Meet Lucy, a dedicated professional. Her days are filled with meetings and deadlines. But there is one thing on her mind: getting motor insurance for her brand new car.
But I need to get my insurance done though.
As Lucy begins her car journey, excitement fills the air. But she knows there is something crucial missing: safety and protection. The fear of being pulled over by traffic police looms over Lucy. She dreads the complicated and time-consuming process of getting insurance. Will she find a solution? Enters MGen on my WhatsApp. Just a chat away, this service transforms the way you buy motor insurance. It's not just efficient, it's also extremely convenient. With MGen on my WhatsApp, Lucy can now focus on what truly matters: her journey, her ambition. Insurance simplified. Text HI to MGen on my WhatsApp to easily buy, renew, or validate your insurance. When it's worth it, it's worth talking about.
Pascal's showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that the wells can store many, many messages. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded your contact center yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Romeo, yeah, te kubraga ninterera, nimpopoga kumwera kumkanda. Umutu kulele maskini ruti nimbekere ngentanda. Sikiri tini Romeo, pure glycerine, dionse muchipi. Mild and gentle, protect your skin, it's affordable. No crack pankanda na Romeo. Nitela skin tone na Romeo. But soft and tender na Romeo. Shamona po glycerine better than Romeo. Copala queenie Romeo. I'm a bit of pew queenie Romeo. Saven Romeo. Fenta no fenta.
From Uni Turtle Industries. It is the touch of turtle tiles and bricks that brings life, uniqueness, quality, and durability to the different spaces of your environment. We manufacture, deliver, and install quality curbs, paving bricks, paving tiles, concrete tiles, swimming pool copings, and spoon drains. Choose your styles, colors, sizes, shapes, and patterns, just the way your desired branding and outlook should be. Our products are well tested for durability in domestic and commercial environments. Call us on 0211-286064 or WhatsApp 09755-79558. Email info@uniturtle.com. Visit the website on www.uniturtle.com. Turtle Tiles and Bricks, paving the nation. By Uni Turtle Industries.
Welcome back. You can be part of the program tonight by calling the number on your screen. Now, we speak to the National Youth Chairman, Gilbert Liswaniso, who has cautioned candidates aspiring for political office not to use the party's name if they are not adopted but choose to run as independents. His voice has, been prominent not only in shaping youth participation within the party, but also on the regional stage. Most recently, he and his team joined leaders in Gitenga, Burundi for the 20th anniversary of the CNDD-FDD In Power Day. And of course, we'll be discussing pressing issues ranging from political conduct, the heavy cost of participation in national politics, but also the question of governance and accountability to the future of leadership as Zambia heads towards the 2026 general elections. He's joining us here this evening. Mr. Liswaniso, thank you for making time to speak with us tonight.
Thank you very much, Cheswa and Chimweka, for thinking of us. I'm a youth in charge of the youth.
Are you really, when you say youth, what exactly do you mean?
I'm young, but...
Because there's a difference between being young and being a youth.
I'm in charge of you.
You may be, but doesn't make you a youth.
No, yes, I'm not a youth, but I'm in charge of you to show you the way. You don't live in Pamusuma, at least so I'm in charge of you.
You were in Burundi for the 20th anniversary of the CNDD in power. In Bonera, you call it in Bonero Kuri Day, the 20th anniversary there. I mean, what lessons can what lessons can Zambia learn from this milestone event in Burundi in terms of Zambia's, political development?
Thank you very much. I think most of the political parties within the region, I think every year Burundi invites other political parties to celebrate for them it's the way when they took over now, liberate themselves from 2005 as a political party, send the day after day. So this year they were turning 20 years. We're delighted that they invited us to see also, that is political party, just to go and learn what is there. But the most thing that I keep on telling you is that how to keep power, number one, very genuine to you. Even PF, when we were in power, they went there. But you learn. What are you learning from them? What really are they doing on the ground in terms of the political party governance and everything? But one thing I've learned from there that it is that they value peace, unity. These things are very, and also the young ones there, they understand their challenges as a nation. They don't blame anybody, but they have taken all their problems altogether. So they are dealing with their matters step by step as a nation, including the young ones. That way, that's how they are moving. The president there is nicknamed as a friend to the youth. Like here, If you have seen here, HM is the same, it's more close to the young ones. It's the same also there. So I won't go more details, but the thing is to learn how we can keep power. Power is not powder. So how do we keep this power so that the current leadership which we have under Kainde Chilema and his team and the party vision, the visions can be transformed to each and everybody so that we can enjoy the same peace we're talking about, the same unity, the security of the country, and also skills and training to the young skills, because the young people of this country, I can tell you that we lost that human resource. It was just dying anywhere. But if you have seen the president, he's keep on telling us to say, young ones, can we become hard work? There in Burundi, it's hard work. It is hard work, hard work. Everybody's participating in the programs of their country in a small way. So, and this is the message President Hakainde Hichilema has been talking about day in and day out to us. Especially that President Hakainde was given a chance to run this country by those who were born in 2000, those who are turning 25 years. This is the generation which Hakainde now is saying, these young ones, they should now transform this nation.
And let's assess that, National Youth Chairman. It's good we have you as the National Youth Chairman because, like you said at the beginning, you have responsibility to make sure that the young people in Zambia are catered for. Now let's address even this particular issue. You say the president in Burundi is known as the Friends of the Youths, and you say it's the same thing here. When you talk about it being the same thing here, would you say it's of mutual benefit? Because yes, the young people may have given the president that kind of support through social media and eventually to the ballot. But has President Hakainde Hichilema really reciprocated that kind of friendship to the young people? Has it been inclusive when you talk about the young people? Do you think it's been inclusive?
And my answer is very simple, yes. Let me not talk about, if you talk about employment, he's giving the young ones most now. Under difficult situation, we had an employment freeze. But Hakainde has to say, no, my young ones has to go. The youth has to be given them job. There was no free education. Because that is a pillar of the nation called Zambia. Education first. People could not go to school. But what has he done, Hakainde? He has to scrap other things. So, no, this generation, all of us, let's invest into education. So that 10 years from now, we can celebrate, can look behind to say, what have we achieved as a nation in terms of education? There was no meal allowance at these universities. So that is giving back to the parent and to the young ones. What Hakainde is asking that we, the parent, is to push our children to go to school. What has he done? Opening of the ZNS through CDF. Let's take our children now to ZNS. But we need to perfect it in a manner when we have got money now. Because first of all, we don't have money. But as that there's too much indiscipline among the young ones, the youth. There's too much laziness among the youth. Okay? But despite that, that's why today when you go, there's too much issue with rehabilitation centers. No. Rehabilitation centers were done in the where I come from. Your uncle and your aunt, he's the one who rehabilitates you to become a normal person. The second one was ZNS. When you finish grade 12, you go to ZNS, which has never happened. But Hakainde Hichilema now what has done has opened this door now. The issue now, the young ones, is to support these programs. For him as a president, is to look for more resources, that this program becomes mandatory. That after grade 12, direct 6 months, you go, you learn certain skill, then you go. Discipline. If you have seen again even today, which I keep on telling them, if you have seen there's an increment now to the young people in terms of financial discipline, it's calculating in the minds of the young people today. You can hear in the bus station, in the markets, there's an answer. Even you can say, even you say, Hakainde muno, drama. There's a reason. For me, it's not a negative. There's a positive there that we need to appreciate as a nation. That now there's a little change. We cannot change people just from no, everything. No. It is bit by bit. That's why President Hakainde has come closer to the young people that let's work together and putting discipline among ourselves. All you need, it is our support. All we need, all of us now to say, where are our challenges? We have challenges, all of us as a nation. We have admitted. The country was not okay. This country was rooted. So President Hakainde now is bringing this country back on its foot, bit by bit. Yes, we are in a hurry as young ones. We want vehicles now. We want good life now, but they're not working that way. It is a process. How do we build the economy of the country? Collectively, all of us, we have a challenge, Amalite, here now. How do we deal with this matter? Should we fear because there's 2026 general election? No. Let's admit that we have a challenge of what? Of energy in our country. Collectively, the young ones, everyone should understand. Yes, a bit, yes, from there. Collectively, all of us now, and focus to the president. This is the matter now we have. Let's deal with the issue of Malasati. 5 years, 6 years from now, let's not talk about what it's
interesting you bring that up because the issue of load shedding, and of course this will always come up. Under your leadership, under the UPND leadership, one common challenge that people who express, including those who support the UPND, is the issue of load shedding.
Yes.
Now, one common question that comes up is, would you agree that the issue of load shedding is a lack of leadership?
It's not lack of leadership.
Why do you deny that?
That's why we have identified this problem.
Now, before you respond, and the reason why I asked that is because President Hakainde Hichilema said this when he was in opposition, saying load shedding is as a result of lack of leadership. And even when he said that, it was under the circumstances that are similar to what we're hearing now, which is the issue of drought. We've experienced drought. It's not the first time we're experiencing drought.
But this one was worse.
But this particular reason is drought. And he gave examples of places where that's how they live there. And despite that, electricity is still being supplied in those countries. So why then is it a lack of leadership under one regime, but it can't be a lack of leadership under another regime?
It was lack of leadership because the problem was there. But you massage a problem. Because you are scared of a general election, you want to please people when you've got a big challenge. Money is there. But even
President Hichilema, when he assumed office, he said, we've ended load shedding. He said that.
I'm coming there.
He said that in his own words.
And I'll answer you. The issue is we had a challenge. This challenge in 2007. Well, we need to admit all of that. This president has been there. Okay? There were even money, so-called Eurobond, which was given to United States. The money was chewed. Now, this under leadership of Hakainde Hichilema, because of this drought, and me, I will tell you, I thank drought hit Zambia. Me, I thank of that because now solutions start coming to say, oh, we need to deal with this matter now. There are two things which Hakainde is dealing now. It's dealing with the agriculture, and it's dealing to do with what? With load shedding. So now the focus as a nation, he cited the other countries. No, that been a process. And I'll give an example to that. Burundi stayed for almost 10 years solving the issue. Collectively, as a nation, they said, let's deal with this matter. And they're dealing with this matter. They dealt with that matter. So even us now, who have identified Chilonda, let's forget that politicking here. Let's invest into. That's where I find that kind of solar, Virivonse is doing those things, commissioning all the things. So we don't expect load shedding to Kasere Mairo. No, we're investing that. By 2027, 2028, 2029, you are going to find that now we cannot talk about load shedding. In terms of agriculture, tinasia ulimi muli manja chabe ngono. Ulimi neche wancheba upenda. But look after the drought. Today we have bumper harvest today. Everybody alima. Analima aliyense mumizi. At least I had an opportunity. I was in Mufuwe. Kwa mengu pisa kulivinyama. But watu analima. Panyumba ukaenda panyumba pa 20 bags, 15 bags. You are telling now people participated now across the country. Leleona kwa malaini aza idenesi yaonga. Today in Lusaka. I'm asking that question. Are you seeing those lines of the DNS? The answer is no. Because even in Lusaka, some of the people went beyond kupanga mani tumaletu mafamu. And this what Hakainde Hichilema statement. Ton setenti lemo unipa nyumba chebe pako chabe limani koni. So agriculture should be part of our life, collective, all of us. So the job of the government now, it is to identify a larger group, those supposed to be supported now. And this is what Akainde is doing. So when you say lack of leadership, yes, under PF was lack of leadership. But this one now, Akainde said, no, all of us now, let's deal with these matters. People complain, all of us. This government has not said that, no. Shading, we have admitted, all of us, even us. So we are dealing with these matters now.
People understand when you tell them it will take not just one day, but years to deal with the issue of load shedding, because your government has given us time frames. So and chief government spokesperson, we've seen Minister of Energy tell us that next year there will be either a reduction, of course not ending completely, or this month there will be this and there will be these targets.
I agree. So our responsibility now
is it difficult to tell people?
No, that's what I'm saying.
That it would take quite a while,
the
or years
issue we need
to
admit that this government has invested money into energy sector now, in terms of light. We need first of all to know that that's the first priority of our president. Ours as citizens now is to push. I'm not saying we should not complain, because we may become reluctant. Speak out every day so that we don't sleep. And I want to appreciate the Zambian people that every day they're talking. Every day they're speaking their mind. They're even telling us we are very 2026. So that's why UPN is not sleeping. Look, every day how meetings are kind is engaging people. Today maybe had almost 3 meetings. It's not easy, but he's addressing this to listen to other voices of the people. Collectively, we deal with those matters. So ours now is the leadership of UPND to come to these platforms, to engage our citizens. Yes, we promised, but to ask them to give us chance as we are dealing with these matters, and also to bring out as many solutions which we feel like these can solve the problem. So let's work together on the issue of load shedding as a nation. We should not do it because there's election next year. No. You can vote us out, which I have no problem. But the issue is, let's deal with this matter. It's now a disease to us, Nichilonda Chatu, as a nation. Let's deal with it. It has nothing to do with UPND. It has nothing to do with the opposition. It has nothing to do with you. Let's deal with it collectively, all of us.
When you say it doesn't matter if people vote you out, do you really mean that?
Kainga complain. So
it doesn't really matter
but
to you.
The issue is, one first of all is that you want to remove UPN because of already shedding, yet you are dealing with this matter. That's why we are engaging you to say, no. You have a right leadership in State House. We're solving this problem. All you need is Uchimweka and me to give him more support. You have a right president. I can tell you, not because I'm supporting Againde. He's the right president. All you need is it is us to support, especially, just hang on. I'm saying about those who were born in 2000, who are up to 25 years. This is your president whom you put there. So I'm just a bit, just from there.
Here's with the concern.
So just a bit there. I was 2000 up to date, 125 years now. This is your president. It's your own. And he has shown indicators to you. All we need from you, the young ones, support this man.
Now here's what the concern is, and this has come up quite a lot, where a lot of people feel that the UPND has failed them. Of course, there are mixed reactions. People will point at some of the scores the UPND has made, and others also point at what the UPND has failed at. There was a recent assessment that was done by the Transparency International Zambia. This is an independent body, an independent body that also made its assessments of previous governments before the UPND, such as the Patriotic Front. Some of those assessments were very well celebrated by the UPND. Today they continue, out of their objectiveness, to give assessments, and out of 5, based off campaign promises, out of 5 they rated the UPND 2.1. That's less than 50% of what you have done. Would you agree that that's the scoreline? That's the percentage we can assess the UPND in the last 4 years?
Let me tell you, for me, it depends what you want to pick and use an answer to this.
And they're very clear about what they picked. They're very clear. They picked issues of selective justice under the UPND. They looked at the political will in the fight against corruption. All these have been quite thorny issues and have not been done adequately when we talk about how this is being, the issue of democracy has been also brought up, looking at the arrests that have taken place of those, especially from the opposition, compared to those from the ruling party. These have been some of the issues that have been brought up by Transparency International Zambia, giving you less than 50%.
So let me tell you, first of all, when you talk about the rule of law, democracy, first of all, one promise we made to the people of Zambia, that which made us to win an election, the first promise was to bring back the rule of law. So you cannot use democracy to break the law. Democracy should add more to the nation in terms of whatever we are doing. Democracy should not kill our culture. Democracy should not divide the country. The human rights should not divide even our culture. But democracy should bring development and unite the people at the end of the day. So most of the people I think have been arrested in the opposition. Just check.
But the concern with that is that
just hang on.
The concern, I know where you're going, but the concern is this, Mr. Liswaniso. The concern with that is that the issue of selective justice. Yes, you may have arrested people from the opposition, but the concern is that there have been some people who have conducted themselves in a very questionable manner, but have not been followed up by the law enforcement agencies. This tends to happen more for those who are from the opposition, and that's where the issue of the selective justice comes in.
For me, first is one word which Akainda has been saying, our president: investigate first. I think has been very consistent. Even as have come here, sometimes you have hammered me to say, what past do you have? But we told you, no, investigate first before you take somebody anywhere. Give them police bond. I can tell you, between the UPN and the PF, if it's choking a court, ask everybody will tell you. But the PF are able to be given a bond and a bail, the opposition. I'm just being genuine here. That is a fact. But what we are saying, you cannot say that they're selective. And here's
where the argument further comes in.
Because you are coming with the propaganda on a TV and the radio station, and you want to arrest the government.
The other argument that comes in is that even on the issue of democracy, for example, if you look at where we're at, there was no point where and here's what the argument is, especially for the opposition, is that there was no point where, for example, no matter how big the UPND was as an opposition political party, there weren't circumstances where the situation was being enabled, the environment was being enabled for the UPND to crumble to a point where they have faction leaderships and so on, which we get to see now. And the argument is that as the UPND, you are facilitating this because the government is creating an enabling environment for the PF to destabilize itself. And they're promoting the confusion there. And they argue that this never happened. No matter how big the UPND was, they never reached a point where they made it conducive for people within the UPND now, because they could have easily done that as well. That's the other argument that comes up.
Let me tell you, if there is a political party who can tell you to be who is in opposition to his UPN with experience, okay. I remember when I'm opposition, they won't say, most of them are making us today. They have never been in opposition.
Really?
They work with the government. I'm telling you. Nakachin, let me give you Nakachin, that's the first time to be in opposition.
But
that's why
Nakachin was in opposition when he was under the movement for multi-party democracy.
They work with the government all the day. The AGP, those, they work with the government all the day. Even now, just wait. Just wait. It is him who is destroying the opposition. Because he is not destroying political parties. He destroyed the MMD. You want to point a finger at UPND. If there is leadership facing the opposition, there's no leadership. You can't compare. Running an opposition political party is not a joke. And I repeat, don't be cheated. Running an political party in opposite, Akaindi is a strong man.
But wouldn't you agree with circumstances have been made more conducive for the opposition to crumble?
UPND ran the race. As we're fighting with our colleagues, the PF, Tagari. What's the meaning? Kumenya. Kutipeleka mundende. Univesa maningi. Noti ya venwa chitamanyengo imo opposition vija. Wapangajina kamlandu tupeka ngoni watawa choka mcharo. Tezongena mwenye na kuchoka. ndiye ndale ameneyo. So ule kupera bwa chipani chako bachiononga uyangana. Wezi bandale if cancer fya chalo. So ni game tutea pano. You saying Hakainde is under 5. No sense of politics. Apofuna ule no chipani. No, deal with the political parties. I mean, tina SP, tina Kalaba, tina Mose. Okay, Kalaba na munyonga chipani face winda ni kuli ujagero. Munyonga. Is it UPND?
Which speaks into the same conversation.
No, I'm saying no. It's being a weaker. They are weaker.
But before we come in, what's interesting is that even in both circumstances, what stands out, Mr. Liswaniso, is both circumstances had voice notes that have not gotten conclusive investigations. In the issue of the Democratic Party, there were voice notes that had what was purported to be people even from the government involved in those recordings, and that issue was not conclusively held with. And even more recently, one of the faction leaders of the PF, Mr. Robert Chavinga, was also purportedly in an audio that he was heard, and he had implicated government officials, including President Hakainde Hichilema, and it's another issue that has also not been conclusively handled. So don't you think all that points towards the UPND as a party being involved?
I'll answer you. I'm a mature politician now. I've been in this game now. And I tell people, they may call me, that boy is very stupid, what. My friend, me, I don't sleep. I watch, I see what has been happening. I've been in this game for a long time now. I've been doing this game for almost now 22 years, continuously, and I love this job. I love this game, politics, and I'll die as a politician. I love it, serving the people. I'm not in competition with anybody, I just love it to serve. And now we have a right president who is teaching us, who has taught us now leadership, how to handle things. Ndale ni ndale. You cannot get the blame ya opposition. Even us, when kutenga abantu, remember, watenga minister, mufaka of minister member one, in part of politics, aenda mundu. Vice President watenga, GBM watenga. I'm going to tell you, watenga Canisius Band aenda, Kapita aenda. Ni part of politics. Tasheki toes, are we okay?
So those audios are part of politics?
Let me tell you, audios we never have on cheat. That people are discussing, they want to paint.
Doesn't this worry you as a
He's Chavinga UPND. He's a PF. Those are on programs.
But he showed intention part of the alliance.
Even if he's an alliance, he's saying, no. For me, he has said I'll work with the UPND. Okay? The chairman of the alliance, Mirupi, Honorable Mirupi. So Chavinga has a right, if you want to support you, there is faction there. I know paper cha PF wapandani ni Chavinga. So Chavinga necessarily name of UPND because my ABC distinga kane fit na manambas distinga kane. But ngacha minga to yake hiyo ni yake between themselves. Even us in a PF ikufa so timera bwino. I don't want to cheat you. Timera bwino. Do we need a competition? No. That's why I want to keep.
So but your own members. You feel good that the biggest opposition political party is crumbling?
Dinaicha Dalam 2021 in Asira for any paja. PF will never come back, my friend.
For the sake of democracy and checks and balances,
political parties
you're celebrating the downfall of the PF.
Tina uncle member Marume wana political party. Tina Karawa oku. Tina Oja Tina Mwenda.
But we're talking about the biggest political party in terms of parliamentary representation.
The biggest political opposition.
There's still the biggest political party in opposition based off parliamentary representation. That's the measurement. That's the basis that people tend to use.
PF agree is the biggest opposition political party.
Exactly.
But ili kumatero ina kuchabwanji niyo sila. Wamena isiliza nina kachinda na grupu yake na wamdala wake wagiwe wango wagiwe ni Rwinda ndiye wasiliza ijapati. You should watch what has been happening. But if you ask a real member of a PF will tell you that what is that chipani wamene waja.
But your own UPND media director says that you are worried because you don't seem to have any formidable opposition. Shouldn't that worry you that you don't have any opposition that would take you on fair and square?
Our responsibility
in a general election.
Our responsibility and what is the mind of UPND, including me. I'm not saying that there's no opposition. I want to tell you that. And I don't buy that song. That's why we work every day.
Is there an opposition at the moment?
Listen, For us as a party UPND, we don't want to hear somebody come and tell us will be opposition. That song does not really ask everybody. I remember there was 2 intelligence also came to. I told them, get out. Don't tell me that story. Come and tell me to say that Liswaniso, kuja mzaluza, you're going to be my friend. That's what I want to hear. Because so that we don't become reluctant. We need to work day in and day out. That's the mind of the youth wing. We don't, I want to tell you that we don't regard the opposite completely. No. We say that they are there. In the mind of General Mosquito, in my mind that we have never done anything, but we have to win an election. So that's the way, that's how now a political party builds its supports now, because now every day we are working. You have been seeing now just recently, Secretary General is touring Lusaka all over. It's because in our mind is that we need to work day in and day out, every day. That's how you work.
Are there youths that we're seeing being positioned for national leadership next year in the general election?
There are many. I think we have seen how the young people now that are aspiring as members of parliament, they're all over councillors, council chairmen, because of the environment which President Hakainde has created. During the PF regime, Mukuvara Jombo, the military kaki, then he became a leader. But on this one now, because the environment now is good, people now are coming on board. A lot of young people who had those ideas are coming out now in open. So the party and the other political parties are able to identify that we can work with these young people. So we need to thank Hakainde that what has created now that the young people with their talent, the young people who can even do more than me, Gilbert, Liswaniso. Okay, but because of the violence and thuggery of the PF10, we lost a lot of young ones who were supposed to save us. But under government of UPND now, under the leadership of Hakainde now, he's saying the young one, come and participate. So the responsibility of us now is to identify, okay, that one is good, that one is good, that one is good, that one is good, let's work together. And also is to mentor them.
You agree that there's financial barrier, just before Chumuka comes in, issues around politics and political participation over the years seems to be positioned around those that seem to be financially stable. How do you reconcile genuine youth participation and those that must have the resources, even just getting adopted? I can ask you off the top of your head, I don't know how many youth can be even adopted at parliamentary level. The Transparency International Zambia tell us you need over 3 million kwacha to win an election as of 2021. To win a parliamentary election, you need that type of money. So what really makes you think the youth are ready, really?
So the youth are ready. That's what I'm saying. Now they're participating, most of them. There is possibility. No one wins as a party. Don't be, even the one who have won as an independent has used the structure of a political party because maybe of conflict. Now the other people, not just support. Okay, that's how it is. The issue, politics is very expensive today, these days now. It's very expensive. People don't want to use the voluntary. But if you're a young person within your community, participate in the programs which are happening within your community in the ward, in the church, there are civic issues within your areas which you can participate for the leadership to identify you. I'm an example. Yes, even me, I don't say I didn't spend money. In Nalila 2011, kulila ka 78,700. By that time it was 78 million. Kama baya kangena. Kulila so. Choka misozi kangena. Nena imina independent kasila. Waskala panso yangana. So, because you want to buy, when you become just a councillor, your job is to do what? Wamboshika bantu. That's what is in the common. That's the want. Muntu aina mimba uko wakama wakansela uko. That's what the councillors are going through. So it's not an easy job. Because the people are looking into you as a leader now. Even just a WDC is being called at night to attend to the challenges of the people. That's why leadership is a calling. But again, there are those who just have a chance to say, because they got money, who just come in and buy all of you. After you have voted for him, has gone because now he's stealing his money. So there are two people. So the party UPND now, some of us, because in this game now, we have watched. So if you remember, I said, those who want to stand as an independent, don't use the structure of the UPND. use your own structure now. Then we meet in 2026. Because now you're stabilizing the party. Because there are those who don't want to stand as members of parliament. We cannot create another political party in the name of independent when these are the no political party. No. Even the opposition, they will tell you what is also said, it's true.
But they are independent, there are members.
Those who want to go independent have no problem with them. Let them go now. But don't come. Don't come. But don't use them. No. There's only one position, and become loyal at the end of the day. There's only one position. Every candidate is popular. Chimweka, you, Chaswe, and me, we go to the people. Even if you feel like we are popular, you're popular and popular. But the party will look in all areas, and then they'll pick Chimweka. You and me, our job to support now.
So you don't think there's anything like corruption?
No, let me tell you.
Around those years of adoption?
Even us here, because the aspiring candidate now, they feel like it's only them. But even a sitting MP feel like it's too popular. Are you getting him? So you leave him. He may go as an independent. So we don't want that. That's why me as a National Youth Chairman, there's a word I'm using this day to say, Siru inao na ngondo. I'm seeing that what is being spoken on the ground.
How many of your youth have you pushed?
No.
Because it's about pushing someone to get adopted.
Let me tell you first of all, we are the young one.
Isn't it? Isn't that the case?
That's the case. But for me, I'm not going just to pick you just chase because you are seated at home. You are telling me because I'm a youth, you want to become a cancer. No. Participate on the ground.
What is the criteria of picking?
No. You'll be adopted when the people have accepted you on the ground.
Now, here's
you want me, you are seated at home, you're a youth, spoon feeding. No, for that one, no, I don't tolerate that.
Now,
the youth, you tell your youth, your colleagues want to stand at yendani kuma constituency, yendani kuma wadi, go and sell yourself, participate there. We are able to know that uja wamufuna kuja angatumi election.
Speaking of that, because I think last time we hosted you, we touched on this a bit, the issue of the Bill 7, where we've seen about 13 proposals. One of them was towards the advancement or to ensure that we have more women, we have more persons with disabilities and the youth. Now, the fact that it's coming under President Hakainde Hichilema, the concern has been, if he really means so well and he really wants to have youths in these positions, the public would have seen it. You as youth chairman, are you able to even just give us, for the sake of clarifying for the viewer, because this has been a popular issue that's come up, actual youths who have been promoted in these positions? And by the way, we're not saying young people, because when you talk about young people, it's a way of broadening, and young can be very subjective. Someone who is 50 years old can feel that they are young. But we're talking about youths, and by youths here, we're looking at a category of about 18 to 35 years old. Can you point at some of these examples that you can raise? Because in fact, you talked about the year range of 2000 to 2025. Even just youths who are within that age range, are you able to point at some of those who have been given those opportunities?
Let me tell you, opportunities are given to the young people in different ways, in different positions. So when you say about young, first we understand that today, most of the young people are 21, 22, 23. Most of them are in colleges, okay? Most of the parents even are telling them that first to go to school. We need to understand that. Some of us, we didn't go to school, because we spend our time in politics fighting for this thing, which now the young people have gotten free education, which me I didn't have. Are you getting the point, So, the young people now, the children, the youth we are talking about, most of them, as I speak to you, most of them are at school. Okay? So you find that even when they come into politics, by the time they come, they'll be 30 years, 26 years, 30 years, 27, that's when they're coming now on the scene. By the time they come to become strong, to understand politics, they'll be now 37, 38, 39, 40. That's why you're using the issue of young now. 45 comes back now. Are they participating in the governance of UPND? The answer is yes. Number one, I'll tell you that those who have been in the community, who have gone in embassies, across the country, South Africa, Malawi, most of them, the young ones who came from the youth wing. Within the young, most of them, the first secretaries, second secretaries, you are getting the point. Most of them, the young ones, are gone. I'll tell you about the councillors. Most of the councillors of UPND, they're the young ones. We have the deputy mayor from Lusaka, that young girl. These are young ones, all of them. Do they just know they've been participating in terms of politics? You talk about DCs, most of them, the young ones. Okay, so it is about, first of all of you to participate on the ground.
So what you're saying is that within that age range, you don't have people who are strong candidates enough or good enough to be in some of these positions.
Today we have young people now want to stand as members. I've told you first of all that the 10 years of the PF, we lost a lot of ideas, a lot of young people support to leadership. But this government now has opened up now. You have seen how the young people want to participate in the governance of this country. And then our role now is to identify them and showing them the way. Our role is not to do divide and rule to the young ones, no, to the youth, no, but to tell them how to go about it. Because we are speaking to me who understand how these things. Me sometimes I'm not, there's divide and rule. I'll just watch, not because I'm sleeping, no. But my job is to say, don't go in this way. Because if you go divide and rule, it costed the PF. It costed the PF. Let's bring the youth all together. Let's move together with them. If there are things we find that they are not doing fine, tell us, this is not good, this is good. If maybe the youth here, they are good. Let's leave them. That's where we're supposed. So we are grooming this kind of the young people within the UPND now. That these are the leaders now supposed to help our kind of them. We are identifying them one by one. But we are not going to do with the Chimwela. No. Using Chimwela because Yakainda said, yes, we want the young ones. But even if the bill was passed, still more, we need to get a young person who is very hardworking, who is committed on the ground. Even somebody with a disability is the one who is appealing to the people also. Even if it is a woman, it's the woman who is in charge who is able to do things on the ground. It's just Jim and Jack. No, that's why we continue to say, let's participate wherever we are. Within the church, we need to know them because in the church there's leadership. Let's identify in that church that leader is able to take care of the community. You bring him to come here. Or that teacher there is needed, he's loved by the community. He's everywhere. You identify such a person, then you give him that responsibility. So UPND won't be in rush, but it's about now identifying as many as young people. And I have said that show your skill.
Are the youth you've identified yourself?
That means, yes, they're there.
And you're vetting for them to be
just what we are watching. Yes.
Are you vetting for any youth to be adopted
and for me, for them it's to go on the ground. Me, I'm just watching.
Are you vetted for any youth to be member of parliament, for example?
President Againde wants a lot of young people. And I've delivered the message to the young ones. Go on the ground. Don't disturb. Go on the ground and do your work. The time of adoption will come. Then I'll be given a portion to say, Liswaniso, we need maybe 40, 50 youth. And then they'll participate. And then you're able to pick from there. The women also will be given. So for me, that every youth should participate. First of all, is to respect the high rank of the party and listen what the party are saying. Should be loyal. Don't disturb. Because this issue of politics, my friend, it's not a company. It's a voluntary. And it goes with the loyalty at the end of the day. Loyalty to the party leadership and the president. It's not Jim and Jack who come. Because at the end of the day,
you speak of you use very key words: the hierarchy of the party, leadership of the party, loyalty that needs to be respected. As Mr. Gilbert Liswaniso, I think we've interacted with you several times as members of the press, media, and one thing I think a lot of us can accept is that you're one person who gets to interact quite a lot with the young people, and a lot of young people feel free to approach you to get assistance and so on. And you hear these concerns that even members of your own party, first of all, the youths of your own party, before we talk about outside the party, your own party, and they come to raise these issues. Do you feel that you get the necessary support from your party to ensure that these issues get to be addressed?
I want to say that most of the things are being addressed by the party leadership. On that one, quite right, the party is doing it. But you should understand that President Akainde is dealing with the young generation, which are the majority. So the needs of the young people is on a daily basis. So the burden is big. I don't want to cheat here to say that everything is okay. No. But the leadership is trying by all means to ensure that all the youth are being covered. But the issue is, it is also the issue of waiting step by step. If today they get 30 youths that have gone to work, those who have remained should say thank you, because a certain number has gone. But if you're going to say, no, could even and then that is not fair, because we are the majority. The generation of this country are the majority. That's why the way they've said here that we should not use divide and rule, because it costed the PF. but we need to move together.
So how do you handle the pressure?
I handle the pressure. For me,
because people come to you with all their problems.
I speak to them. Me, the issue is I'll never lie to you when you come to me. One thing which I appreciate myself, no, it is no, yes, it is a yes. And if I've wronged you, I'll tell you, apa, nakula kwira, sorry. That's how Liswaniso is. If I'm wrong, I'll say sorry.
Does it ever cross your mind?
But the issue is the young people, they've got a lot of challenges. I agree, the pressure is, it's not easy. 4 years now. It's not an easy thing.
4 years of the
and let me tell you, it's not because the expectation of the young people first within the UPN, they were very high. Because the issue is, benzokumbira banzao. But when it has costed the PF. So to remove Kaja, and two, it is us leaders, are we reaching out to the people? I have heard this, what's saying on my phone. Because everybody wants to deal with me. But there's a leadership also at the ward level. Today at Secretary, I chased people today. He said, no, go to the ward. Let them deal with this matter. I cannot deal with this matter. It's a small matter. Go to your leaders there. I cannot be dealing with all them. It's like every problem for president. May I do things on my own. But bigger things now, the president deal with them.
Do you ever get pressure to run for political office?
No.
Elected political office?
No, that one it will come not this time because there's one constituency which we the youth collective across the country where we belong, the presidents of Hakainde Chilema. Because if all of us want to go and stand for what?
But you say you have to come later on. If you try to come, which
maybe 2031.
If in 2031, what constituency do you think you'd do well in?
Tinasakira. Ore na imira mu Lusaka Central ningaroze. Ore mu Matero. Ore mu Kanyama. Ore mu Kabwata. Ore mu Munali. I'm able to having a convention, but the issue is the focus of the National Youth Chairman and everybody, the youth, it's the presidency, it's the party. The party has to become popular and the president. Whoever stands on the ticket of UPN wins. I cannot brush out PF. PF did that. They convinced that everybody who stands on PF wins. And that is the focus which UPN, as the youth wing, we want what we are doing now. If you have seen, we are on the ground quietly to ensure that. That's why I issued that statement to say, if you want to stand an independent, go, we'll meet there. But we don't want to bring division because we've been left out. Because the focus is a party and the president. So for me, my constituency is the party and the president. That's it. We win in numbers. People over there. The party stay in power with the vision of the party 20 years, 40 years.
What's the story around the UPN's convention?
No, it will come. Every after 5 years, we will go to the convention. And it's still have already started. So you seen the yesterday was going around. So don't worry. The convention and the president in Hakainde Chilema. So I've answered you here that the president in Hakainde Chilema.
So and you're returning as youth chairman? No,
the youth chairman, the only person who got the power or the authority to it. Me, I'll just go as a national member. Our constitution is different. So you go, you fight to be voted as a national management member. Then from there, it's up to the president to say, Nikubwezepo or Oyai. That's how it is.
Now, a few things before we let you go, because we need to conclude now. One of them is, we're talking about the young people being given these opportunities, but when we get to see those who are a bit older than that age range looked at for the youths, for example, Mr. Charles Mulenga of Kwacha constituency, you saw what happened when he was in his constituency in the presence of the Republican president of Zambia, who is also the president of the party you belong to. The Secretary General was present in that very church.
I was present.
You were present as well?
Yes.
So I guess if you're president, I guess you heard it for yourself.
Yes.
What do you make of that situation there? Don't you think it's a point of reflection also for you as the UPND? And also, is there a possibility that you as the UPND perhaps could have sabotaged your fellow member of the party?
It can be both sides. So as a member of parliament, first of all, don't sleep in your constituency.
What do you mean?
No, my friend, I even asked for being body before. Ni party ya politics wane. We have been booed, my friend. Kusiliza so. Mu meeting. Mosquito. Wadabo. Tene vichitika pato. Are you getting the point? Then you go and sit down. Where have I gone wrong? Is it true now? Then you go back to the ground. If I know things are just okay. There I missed out. Okay, next time I won't go. Because monga in Sinda mchende kuma meeting anyhow. You get it? Because ni game. Mumini mankalia. Ni game jata. Oh, sasa tukufuna kwa meeting. Ni part of the game. But go back again and sit down. So the MP slept. You know that the president is coming in your area, in the biggest church. I'm sorry to say this. Organize people. Nindari. Organize your people vazuri mchechi. Munyama kachabe. Nindari baba. So if you are wrong, your fellow candidate who are aspiring there, what's I try again?
A sitting MP was sleeping in his own constituency?
Me, I'm genuine. Me, I'm genuine.
Are telling your member.
Me, I've told you that. Me, no, it is no.
You're telling your member and a member of parliament that you're sleeping in his constituency. You're on record that you're sleeping in his constituency.
And nibweza popano. Wanamucha kamba kati kosa ziwa bani kwa wamucha Osagona. When you hear the president coming in your constituency, mwezo ana church, tenga members wako wose.
So what your agent should do is it should have politicized the church gathering.
Did you see what happened?
Because that was a church. That was in a church. So what you're saying is that he should have brought political cadres of his into his church. So do you politicize church events?
No. He says in Dali.
My friend,
so next time you should politicize a church event.
So
because you earlier you called in on Wednesday on our show advising the member of parliament who was here not to politicize a traditional event, but you want to advise people to politicize a church event.
Listen, that's what I'm concluding to say that Osagona, as a member of parliament,
so Osagona,
listen, let me tell you, Ndale is played everywhere in a church, traditional ceremony, but you should know how to play it very well. I'll tell you, my colleagues here in Nakonde, basi wanaweka na maissues kuja, okay? And they knew umuntu kapena funa kuta attack Chipani. But you should understand what is the vision of the president from the time he got power. A view that the president has brought all traditional leaders all together. And every ceremony, ministers are the one who are in charge if he is not there as a guest of honor. Okay? So you don't need to bring churches with your colleagues in your PND. They'll do politics on you, even when you mean well. So sit down as a team, but in a function in here to tonse. So when you stand there, you got a point. People will hear you. In constituency yako, they'll hear you. If they want to boo you, they'll boo you. You don't need to kulimbira na microphone, kulimbira na pompa. No, as a leader, I've told you that me. What I go through, I want to tell you. They do even divide and among the youth. I just watch. Have you seen me to no, Chacha? No. I just watch. I just tell Ichi. Chitama. Because I learned lesson from the PF. The mistake of PF. Me, my benchmark, I go back to the PF. What killed PF? My groupings. Alias and my group it was. So in a near savage. And then others were don't say, okay, Muzaon. They were telling sometimes, oh, Edgar Lungu, H. Sanga Wine. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Could you be opposition? No. Let's work. Let's mobilize the party. Once you hear that story, you become reluctant. Mbona kuuka mwaruza my election. Because mutama chinya even pamline. So, for me, is that Mulenga Kwacha constituency. He has done a lot of those areas, yes. Under CDF. But that's a town, that's an urban area. CDF even Mulusaka Munosimbeka. You need to admit that. But he's a good candidate. But you don't sleep when the friend comes in your area. No. Uka. Ukuna kuwagira gwira papa. Ndiye ndare ya manager. Pa. 2 big churches within your constituency. Visit them regularly. I keep on saying, if you're a candidate, know even how many bars are in your area. Know how many markets are in your area. And when I say this, people say, this one is Okamacha. No. That's why you got your vote. Listen and go to those people. Every member of parliament should know which are the biggest churches in my area. Attend to them always, every time. You may have difficulties, but those don't miss. when the president comes, huyu muntu eve tili naye, there's no problem. Then we are gone. Bakuchamba kati. Fanza kwa mina funa mpando wa menoja. Wambolira. So, nindale mwana. Don't be cheated that we wanted to massage a problem yawa munenga. He slept there. So let's not sleep. Even us as party leaders also. We shouldn't sleep. Nindale. If cancer vya chala.
It's past 22:30 now. We need to go and sleep.
We have to go.
And sleep.
So,
I don't know if you're sleeping tonight, Mr. Liswaniso, because...
No, apandenda ku mabaku chile nevi chicken, because chalo nevi siku. Vina mbona masiguano.
Is the National Youth Chairman.
Do you need advice of where you can go to first from here?
No, don't worry, we'll discuss that.
Gilbert is the National Youth Chairman of the United Party for National Development. We've been talking quite many issues from governance to politics as we head to the 2026 general elections. My name is Cheswa Kapasa, and we'll see you on Monday.
My name is Jumwega Chileshe. Have a good night and keep watching Diamond TV.
Good night.